Sweet.
Hello.
Hello, G. Hello, Alice. So let me add you guys. And we're gonna do double streaming again. So we're looking up on the camera, down the camera to be on both. Um, okay, Sasha, I got you on Instagram. You can request to hop in on Instagram to Christina.
Okay.
Hello, if you're tuning in for the first time, we are doing our oily hour. So every Monday at 3 p.m. Hello, Sasha. At 3 p.m. PST, so that's Los Angeles time, we do this get together and we talk about various things and life in general, but also we are all wellness advocates in doTERRA. So, girls, make sure that your haps is on mute, the sound out, but don't mute your voice so people can hear you on haps too.
Okay.
Cool.
We're starting to get
Sweet.
this.
Working that tech muscle.
Well, technology was not my thing when I learned this thing. Well, I'm still learning, right? But I'm much better at it.
Yeah, you are. That's great.
Yeah, it's great. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, too many things to learn. So Miss Sasha, so Sasha's here with us. So we're doing this challenge, and it's not a challenge because it's our lifestyle, but Sasha is gonna go over a little bit about it's called the Great Gut Heat Reset,
Yeah.
and and she's also gonna show how we live this lifestyle, and then we can chat a little bit about not only that she's gonna speak on, but some of the things we talked about this morning before we hopped on here. Sasha, welcome.
Thanks, Pam. I just wanted to give us an opportunity. If you have an oil with you right now, let's oil up together. And I'm using adaptive because I feel like my emotions are a little bit all over the place, and I just really want to center and have a sense of peace.
Hang on a second. Hey, Teddy, can you put your sound on mute, please? Because you can hear everything.
I can hear double
So
up
you
on
can
here
hear
too.
everything.
Yeah, and then I'm double here listening to myself, so somebody needs to put on mute on their computer.
Okay, so let's try.
And then put your earbud on Instagram. Hello, Sarah, Mama Kuheng. She's in Hawaii too. Hello, welcome.
Allah.
So much
Cool.
fun. I'm gonna let Sasha take up the whole space, the whole screen here, because I'm like, I don't want to
Sometimes
just.
she's like,
I'm trying to get in, and she's trying to teach a class. So I will hop in here when she's pop.
okay. So I hope all of you have oiled up. I'm using adaptive. It's just that time of year. Winter solstice is tomorrow, so the days are the shortest that they are of the year. I feel like my energy, my sense of patience, all of those things. I just need to be a little bit more adaptable. So today I'm talking about the gut. Oh boy, never has it been a better time to talk about gut health because immunity is really on our mind, right? Tomorrow is the start of winter. Our immune system can be really vulnerable at this time with change of seasons. And also, we want to move into the new year with new intentions. Oftentimes, we set an intention for our health. Oftentimes we have a goal situated with our health. And I say, if you want to get healthy, if you want to feel a greater sense of wellness with yourself, then you better start at the belly. So we're all hosting an awesome collective cleanse called the Great Gut Reset. And this whole reset is for a whole month, starting from January 1st to the 31st. But the work doesn't end at the end of the 31st. Really, this whole cleanse is meant to just kickstart our sense of well-being on our belly, get us consistent with these daily habits so that when February 1st hits, we can just run. We can run for the rest of the year feeling solid, committed, and comfortable with these daily habits. So why is the gut so important? I I want you to know, many of you probably know, but your gut houses about 40 trillion microbes. So our gut is basically bacteria, and these microbes are, well, I mean, they are in charge of feeding our immune system, digestion, cognitive function, and also hormone balance. They're also in charge of um, really like metabolizing our food. A fun fact is that microbes can actually help metabolize our excess estrogen. So for those of us that want to focus on hormonal balance this year, maybe you want to focus on getting pregnant or losing some extra weight or working on acne, this will all start in your gut. These microbes also have everything to do with being healthy and strong, with just our overall well-being. So what slide do I have next? Your gut really it's home to over 30 neurotransmitters. Serotonin is majority built in our gut. And serotonin it's a mood modulator, it's a feel-good hormone, and it's critical for our overall cognitive and emotional well-being as well. So maybe those of you that are wanting to work on emotional stability, maybe you're dealing with anxious feelings as of late or the last couple years, the gut is a great place to start in attacking that goal.
Put this one in too.
Okay.
She's saying the sound is low.
Okay, cool. And then 80% of our immune system lives in our gut, like I mentioned before. Not only is our digestion linked to our gut, but so is our cognitive and our immune function as well. So I want to have a moment of reflection right now. Like, what are some things that aren't optimal in your health and well-being? Maybe it's emotional well-being. Maybe you have skin sensitivities. Perhaps you're working on respiratory function. But I'm going to share a whole list of things of symptoms that are directly correlated with what's called gut dysbiosis. Gut dysbiosis essentially just means that your belly flora, your microbes, they're imbalanced. So this list can include things like anxiety, depression, skin disorders, heart disease, autoimmune disease, which we know could give a whole other list of symptoms as well, right? Allergies, asthma, migraines, cancer, obesity, type 2 diabetes, dementia, Alzheimer's, digestive disorders, chronic fatigue. Grace and we dealt with chronic fatigue for a lot of our life, and it wasn't until we really attacked like the ecosystem that is our belly and wanting to support that and help it thrive, did we start to realize our energy levels were finally going up. We were able to sustain a full day without a nap or sugary things in the afternoon trying to like attack this symptom. So we really realized that our gut health, once we realized it was kind of at the center of everything, we could really snip those symptoms in the butt and get charge of it at the root source. So anything of that list, if you're dealing with something in that category or any of those symptoms, just take a moment and ask yourself, well, am I feeding my gut right? Or am I feeding my belly things that are helping bad microbes thrive? So what is harmful to gut microbes? Well, antibiotics, synthetic drugs. It's really interesting, actually. Acetaminophen, something that we use for pain, right? Well, our liver processes it. And if our liver cannot process all of it, it'll actually just store it in the liver. And, it can lead to liver overwhelm. Antibiotics also, we know, not only kills good bacteria, right, if we have a bacterial infection, but it also kills bad bacteria. So that's one thing that could be harmful to gut microbes. Yeah.
Bring that picture closer
Sure.
for us to see it one more time, please.
Sure, yeah. And I'm, please do.
I also wanted to add that I learned that it actually takes our human gut biome and body 2 years to recover from 1 2 week round of antibiotics. So that's how severe it is for our body.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a long recovery time considering a bacterial infection. If you can feed yourself with food and good supplements and proper rest and water, you can get over it pretty quickly on your own. Um, so, what else? I mean, your food, right? What you feel your body can have a negative impact on your gut flora. Food preservatives as well. We know that our soil just isn't as healthy as it used to be in the 1950s, and it's now more than ever something that we have to be cognizant of, right? Like, what are you purchasing? From whom are you purchasing? Um, and does it have good nutrients to feed that good bacteria? What else? Toxic chemicals, right? We talk a lot about toxic load in doTERRA and why we choose to have natural solutions. Well, toxic overload can lead to gut overwhelm. It can also have a negative impact on your hormonal balance. So I also speak to it, Teddy. What about leaky gut? Hmm. 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 Absolutely. And we talk a lot. Oh, go for it.
And
Absolutely.
Teddy, like Teddy is the perfect commercial for amazing skin, right? She never wears makeup, and I want to get to where you're not that much older than me, Teddy, but I want to get to your age, looking like you, and you talk openly about it, right? How you feel great and you have such amazing energy. I love that.
And I
Yeah,
see you
and
taking on new
as
things
you
too. Like you're very
yes.
eager to try new things. You have a sense of vitality where it's like your age isn't gonna determine if you take on something new. Yeah.
But let's talk the real life here. Teddy, do you like junk food sometimes? Yeah. Oh, Teddy, I think you are muted on apps, just so you know. We can hear on Instagram.
Okay,
But
can you
okay,
hear
so
me now?
I ask you this because when we speak diet, people start getting like, oh no, I'm gonna have to change what I eat. I'm gonna have to change stop the things that I like. I'm gonna have to deprive myself from things that are connected to. For me, food brings me back to my roots, to my family, to what makes me feel like I'm home. And that is lumpia for you, right, Teddy? And I asked you because
Oh,
I know
yeah.
for a fact that we love it. So
Yes.
it does not mean that, and that's why Sasha created the Great Gut Reset, is to simplify the system, the process of, hey, for me to be able to have good gut health, do I need to give it all up? You don't.
No.
And that's why I'm asking the real life stuff for everybody to have a sense of, hey, this is real life, right? You can't eat well all the time. I mean, if you do, congratulations, amazing, But in my life, from my experience, especially with three little ones, we end up eating some leftovers that are, that are not the best foods, and but we try our best most of the time. So, Sasha, on top of all of the stuff that you mentioned, what else do you have about gut before you get into what we can do that makes it so simple to be able to do this reset?
Okay, well, I wanted to piggyback off of this whole idea of stressing ourselves out to be perfect, right? Like stress, cortisol, it can kill off our gut microbes as well and just be completely contradictory to what we're trying to achieve. And so, really, with the mindset of wanting to support your gut is like, be gentle with yourself, like, do the best you can. And if you like want to go and have those things and indulge and enjoy, make sure you're just enjoying, that you're not being hard on yourself and you're not stressing yourself out because you're having a cheat meal or you're going against the grain. It is about balance, absolutely. So some other takeaways about the gut before we dive in is, the doTERRA wellness lifestyle is about sleeping well, managing your stress, um, eating right, exercising right, all of these things that don't necessarily need um, supplementation, right? Like you don't have to buy these things. But when we get into like really wanting to like reach those goals, eating right and our nutrition is critical. And so that next bar of the doTERRA wellness lifestyle, and I wish I might have it up for you. I actually do. The next part of the whole lifestyle is informed self-care, and you should be informed about the products you use and really feel like you're educated if you need information to like make that switch. Some people don't need information. Some people are like, yeah, let's just go for it, we'll see how my body feels, right? But somebody like Christina, you need that informed self-care. So what this challenge is really about is to educate you on the lifestyle, provide that support, and then of course provide you information on what we're doing step by step, week by week, in how we're using this supplementation. So we talk about lifelong vitality a lot, and we'll continue to educate you on why these are some of the best supplements that you can use. I've used a lot of supplements in my life, but never have I had this sense of energy, this sense of really good sleep, and my ability to move out of stressful moments into more balanced homeostasis. And so we'll come back to that, and we'll continue to educate about the other supplements that are in this kit. I hope I answered your question, Pam, about really the
Yes,
basis
and
of it.
that's the part, that when people ask me and will ask us about good skin, energy, sleep well, all the things that you want to be able to have in your daily life. Well, except for mamas of little babies, I'm with you. I have been sleep deprived for the past 7 years, but I have been able to somewhat have a balance, have a good equilibrium of all the other areas that I cannot thrive right now. But I know it's on the horizon for me to be able to sleep well again. Um, so that is the simplification of being able to have access to it and make it simple to where you can just put it on a place where you know that you're going to remember to take. There's no secret behind it. But there is one thing about being able to do what we're doing, and we've been doing this for years, is for you to learn a little bit on why this is important and what each thing does. And that is why we decided to do on the early hour every Monday starting in January. You're going to have 30 minutes of what we call continued education on each product for you to understand, because I didn't know either, right? I've said this so many times. doTERRA has been the greatest school that I have attended in my lifetime because I've learned so much. So for me to understand why I need it is important. And the moment you start understanding a little bit about why do I need enzymes? Why do I need probiotics? Why do I have to do a cleanse, a detox every once in a while? And we decided to do this in January because it's such a big month of people deciding to do a detox, right? After New Year's, it's time to start again, renew again, which is great. At the same time, I want you to understand that it's also something that you're going to keep for the rest of your life, because the way that you feel is so good that you don't want to let go of. So this is called the challenge for the month of January. But it's not only that, it's something that you can take for life, habits that you can take for life, knowledge that no one can take from you, because that's something you learn and you're going to keep. And then what happens too is, for me, from my experience, is I learned and I couldn't keep to myself. I just wanted to have, especially my mom, to be able to help her in some way. And the supplements were it. Like the Lifelong Vitality Pack that Sasha just showed, they were the turning point for my mom's health. So that was incredible, easy to do, and she didn't have to remember anything crazy, properties of anything. She just needed to take it. So it's for anyone and everyone, and we get started in January. And the reason why I believe challenges are cool and they're good and they're important, I thrive really good when there is a community behind what I'm trying to achieve. And it's always been my fort, where I feel that I can run to. That's my place of security. It has been my doTERRA community, and of course my family and my friends. But the doTERRA community that we have been able to build together has been the place that I've always been able to find myself again. And that was the talk that we had. So every Monday I have the honor to speak to all my friends, my family that is here. So I consider them family, that I chose and they chose me. So we speak about not only, like health and wellness, that's the focus of what we do, but we speak about evolving and growing and self-development. And today, now we're going to jump into a little bit of what we spoke about this morning, and Sasha showing our challenge for January. And yes, anyone is welcome. If you're part of another team, we're all part of this big doTERRA family. You're all welcome. Everybody's welcome. And we're just gonna make sure that we all keep each other accountable for our own good. That's what accountability means here. And so this morning we spoke a whole lot about your strengths, right? Talking about strengths. If you've never done a strength test, I highly recommend it. It's called the Gallup Strength Test Finder. And if you haven't done it, I say do it, because that's for you to understand how you operate best. And Eddie Via has been such a gift for us to be able to really start looking at where our light shines. So we all have areas that we're very much good at, and that's what is innate, right? It's something that is within you. And there is something that is not, some things that are not. So for me, the more I learn, the things that make my eyes go, whoa, hi, I want to do that, I'm so excited, and the things that make me go like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna silence my light right now because that's just not my thing. And that's what we talked a whole lot about this morning, Christina and Grace and Sasha. And we said, hey, let's talk about it today, right? Which has a whole lot in connection to the gut. So we never do the gut and mind connection, right? So if Sasha mentioned a little bit about that. your mood, your pain tolerance, cognitive performance, behavior, mental health, they all have to do with your gut.
Mhm.
So, and then we spoke about our strengths. And then Grace's question was, what do you do in the days that you don't feel inspired? And let me tell you, it is it is hard for people who have positivity in their top strengths, because that's mine. One of my top strengths is positivity. So when people meet me, see me, connect with me, they automatically expect me to be positive all the time. So it comes with a lot of pressure, right? So I'm positive naturally. It's inherent in me. That's who I am. I am positivity. However, I'm also human. I'm also a mother of three. I'm also I also have feelings, and I also go through periods that I'm not feeling super inspired. So one thing that I count on is discipline, and I don't count on motivation all the time. I just know that I need to show up for a few things, and I've learned to be disciplined. However, discipline is on my low, like 30. We have 34 strengths. Discipline is for me 30, 30, 31. So I've learned to do it because I understand that we need a little bit of discipline to do certain things, right? So that's one thing that I do. And then the other thing that I told Grace today was, when I don't feel like it, I I resort to my family. I resort to my children and my husband, and I stay with them and I do things with them and I love on them and I fill my cup with all their love. So I do a lot of things with them, but sometimes you can tell that I'm doing a lot more than what I usually do. And that's because I need to fill my vessel with all the love I can get. So that's my way of being able to get back in the space of I feel good now. So the past week, for example, I have been doing the things that I know need to be done. However, I am spending a whole lot of time with them. So, and I know that Mondays are the days that I show up and I talk and I connect. And so far, every Monday I've been feeling like it. But I'm pretty sure there will be some Mondays that I won't feel like it, but I will show up anyways. And that's the discipline. So I will be here even when I don't feel like it. So how about you guys? Christina, what we talked about today, what do you feel when you don't feel super inspired?
Um, honestly, for me, I personally sometimes just need to take a step back and try and get some personal time to refuel and get that type of replenishment in that sense because I feel like as a mom, like super full time without a break, I don't really get that. So when I have that chance, when I feel like when I'm not able to show up, it's a reminder that I do need to take that break for myself, which is, always a difficult reminder sometimes, but it's important for us. As people, as women, as mothers, like there's so many different levels that it's important, right? Um, but as you said, also in another sense, it's important for me to connect to my family, my my husband and my kids, my family that are like my real, true one family now that I have created with my life. So yeah, it's a great replenishment to see the kids happy and want love and actually I recently there was some stuff going on and one of my daughters was having some needing some help, and so I asked my other daughter, like, well, what do you think we can do to help her, and all she said is like, she give her love, give her love.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really beautiful to know that you know the kids even understand that everybody needs love, and just to step it
Yeah.
up sometimes with that love to refuel our cup, which is it's a kid's book, if you're not familiar with it, but yeah, filling your cup is important, and we can do that by loving each other.
I love that. And I was talking to Christina about this. If you, a lot of the personalities that we see in leadership are very much self-reliant, right? They're doers and they're powerful and they're empowered. And yes, there is that side of that in leadership. At the same time, there are many types of leadership, and so the beauty of you finding your strengths is that you're gonna find your way of leading as well, which is different for everybody. You're gonna attract people that you want to be with all the time, right? It is, and that's what Christine and I spoke about. Is our strengths are complete opposite, and it's beautiful how we complement each other. So my strengths and Sasha and Grace's are a little bit similar too. We kind of jump and then we find our wings on the way down. You've heard this quote before, right? So we're kind of like that. If somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, what do you think about this? Let's do it." I go, "Yeah, let's do it." Then I'll think about how we're gonna do it. Where Christina compliments me because when we think about doing something, she stops and she goes step by step. She's deliberative, and deliberative is my last strength. So people like Christina, and that's why I really appreciate her presence in my life and us being able to do this together, is that she takes step by step. She fills in the holes and the gaps, and she thinks through before we execute something, right? And that's beautiful. And that is the way that we work as a team. So, teamwork for me has been such a gift, and to really look at my business partners, my leaders, and see where I need improvement is where you guys fill the gap for me, you know? And that's the beautiful exchange that happens when we're able to really appreciate each other's strengths. And there was a coach that said, somebody asked him, "So what do you do in the days that you don't feel like it?" And that was inspiring to me because my strengths always also connect with positivity. And he said, "I've passed that point. There is no day that I wake up and I don't feel like eating, that I don't feel like giving my family the best life, that I don't feel like helping somebody, that I don't feel that I can do better. There's no day that I wake up not feeling like it." So I remember every single time when I don't feel inspired, I go back to the very basic and very beginning of my journey in what I'm doing today. And it was to be able to hear from people when I was helping them, "Hey, you've planted a seed for me to change my life." I've seen people that my mom, for example, she lost her vision and we're able to get her vision back by doing a few of the things that I learned in this journey. I will never stop. I can never just keep it to myself and be like, "Oh, I'm not going to help somebody today," right? So go back to that moment where your light was sparked, that you really felt that, hey, I can bring something that can help somebody today. So, and Grace also spoke about the strength of futuristic, right? To be able to look to the future and be excited about that. Grace, do you want to speak a little bit about on what we talked about this morning?
Yeah, so it's this idea of being in a spiral dance. Nothing in nature is linear, right? There's no straight lines in nature, and I think as humans we're so obsessed with like progress and getting from A to, there's this thing, and Pamela was saying, like, when you focus on your strengths and you're in alignment, it just flows. And I think there's this idea of just being on all the time. Like, there was a meme that's like, "I didn't want to work a 9 to 5, so I became an entrepreneur, and now I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week," right? So it kind of feels like you're on all the time. And as a mom, you're just giving and giving. And one of my strengths is connection. So I feel like part of how I fuel myself is like connecting with people, but there's also this exchange that happens where I take on their energy. And lately I've been feeling this sense of like almost a cloudy vision, like I'm not really seeing clearly this future, and I'm not holding that for other people either. And I have to come back to this place of where, okay, we're in wintertime. Like, we've planted seeds, we've sowed the seeds, we've harvested them, and now we're going in, and it's really about coming in and getting reclarifying that vision, right? We're looking at the next year to come, like what do we want to happen there, and so it's just reminding, like, it's okay to slow down. That's exactly what this time of year is telling us to do. Like, I think really coming home for the holidays is about being in a safe place with your people so that you can just shut off, right? It's not about all of this hustle and bustle. It's about having the space to be in like in safety and just turning inwards. And so I've been focused on that lately. You know, the patterns, the things I want to release, the emotions, the just those things, being really conscious of it as we move into this winter solstice, this coming days, and then really looking outward and seeing. And that's how, for me, I fill my cup. And then recognizing, like, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, right? The quality of connections that I'm nurturing in my life. And just like you, Pamela, it's about being with my loved ones. That's really what it's about. And it's not like about stressing out about gifts and the pretenses and all of that. It's just really about quality time. So, and anytime someone's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I just want your time. I just want an experience with you where we can connect. And that's really what I've been asking for people. And yeah, that's just been my focus. And being human, like, we don't have to, we're not perfect. It's not this like A to B. It's very much about the journey. And so, yeah, it's nice that we can be in community and do that together.
Totally. And so today, when we speak on Mondays, I look forward to it, even if I'm not feeling super inspired.
Yeah.
Because as we speak, because, you know, you attract basically your energy, right? That's what you attract. So when we speak, then I have more clarity, then the day goes better. You know, after we
Yes.
speak, things are different. And that's why I really cherish my Mondays, because that's the day that I get to exchange with my most favorite people. These are the people I chose to run with, right? You guys chose me, I chose you. So this is what it's about. And one point that I think for me, and I told Grace that today, and I said, you know, usually when I'm going through a hard time, I don't tend to call a friend. I don't tend to call my mom. I don't tend to call my sister. I don't call people when I'm down. And the reason, one of the main reasons why, is because I know it's going to be okay, if that makes sense, right? I don't suffer alone. I have my husband, we speak, and, you know, I go within, and then when I have more clarity, I will talk about it with somebody, with friends, and usually comes up on Mondays that we're speaking, and we kind of do like a little overview of what happened in the last week. So, and the reason why I don't do that, and for a lot of us, is because you are that person that people call
Yep.
when they are going through stuff. So then I got in a habit of being that person. And then that's when positivity comes, and it's a lot of pressure, is, you know, then again, it comes with that pressure of you have to be positive and good all the time. So, and the reason why I don't resource to friends, it's not because I love them, they're amazing. And sometimes some of them say, hey, you should have called me. But it's because I know that it's going to be okay. I'm not going to be, remember, it's not linear, right? I'm not going to be in this space forever. So then I know that it's just the next thing, and it's going to be okay. It too shall pass, and it will, and absolutely will. So if you're going through that, and I think because of uh, the weather can influence, right, what's going on. We don't have that excuse in Hawaii, but there is the change of seasons, and yes, it's all connected. You're part of nature. Everything is connected. So just to honor that space and go back to what makes your light shine. So if you look at your strengths and you take that Gallup test and you see the 34 strengths, you know, the very last ones, last like 15, there are 34. I say that's the place you don't operate well. And I know it for a fact, because when I look at those last ones, of competition is one of them. So we talked about that today. If competition is in your very low, party in your lane. Don't look don't look to the sides. It will be distracting. It will make you not feel amazing. So make sure that you're aware of those things. I am learning as we speak, as we go, and that is my journey. doTERRA has been such a great vehicle for us to be able to keep doing this self-development. So I say that doTERRA is self-development fully, because that's what we do here. So we can talk about gut health, physical health, all the things which we'll keep talking about, because you do have a body and you're going to carry this body until you depart this plane. But at the end of the day, it's about self-discovery, self-acceptance, right? I think self-acceptance for me is the goal, and to turn inward, to focus on what, to go deeper on what you can, and then you meet your true self. And that is my main goal every single time when I meet somebody. If my customers, right, I know that at the end of the day, they just want to be able to meet their true selves, like myself. And and um, and it's incredible to see what happens when you do it in partnerships. It is that much more powerful, right? When we do it together, I feel that way every single Monday when we speak, that we're doing this as a collective. And that's why we came up, like our team did a rebranding right now that's called Collective Glow, because the glow is collective. It's for everybody. Sasha, do you want to add anything else before we go for today?
Yeah, it's my preference to do these New Year's challenges amongst like-minded people, to be in community while I'm, um, yeah, like cleansing what's not working for me, and while I'm trying to bring in new energy. And really just to invite you, like wherever you stand right now, like maybe you're positive and like the holidays are totally going your way, or maybe it totally just threw you for a loop. I'm definitely on that side of the spectrum. Like wherever you lie, like there's a space for you in this community. There's your voice is cherished. Like we want to just nurture you and also be nurtured and receive your gifts as well coming into the new year. So if anything inspires you about like your gut, about your health goals and how maybe approaching it via your gut health, come to our January 28th open house. And we're basically going to go over our whole challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun, opening up the forum for you to explore what 2022 could be for you, for not only your physical well-being, but your emotional and your spiritual as well, and how we can marry all of that in January. So we'll be posting.
So
Oh,
Sasha, so
yeah.
just to kind of repeat this again. So we're gonna have 30-minute gut class, right? You're gonna
Mm.
teach about the reset, and then 30 minutes you're gonna go into continue it. All of us, right? We're gonna go into continued education on
Right.
why we're doing this,
Hmm.
why we're doing this specific thing, right? And also, you mentioned today the vision board.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, man, I made a vision board earlier this year and I never really looked at it as intently. They say if you make a physical vision board, which you should like have a moment with it every day. So my new intention for 2022 is to have a physical one that is super beautiful, one that just really um, evokes beauty for me, and to dive into that. I listened to a call earlier today, and she had mentioned, have three goals, like one that is super attainable, one that's a little bit of a push for you, and then one that is super miraculous, right? Like a miracle is something that happens that you didn't completely expect, right? But it's awesome. So, yeah, that kind of ties into um, our strength as being futurists, right? To be a visionaire and to look towards your dreams and your goals. Um, so that is, yeah, that's something that I'll be doing pre-New Year, right around the 28th, 29th, so that when the first day hits,
Yes.
it's there.
You want to know something I just recently
And
heard that was pretty inspiring regarding goals? Because I like sometimes I get yeah, you set goals and then you get disappointed because maybe you don't reach the goal, right? So then you blah, and then you get in this like mind whirl. Goals aren't meant to be reached. Goals are meant to push you. So you always want to make a bigger goal and reach as far as you can go. And have the intention to reach the goal, but it's okay. Don't get so bummed out if you don't reach it because you've done so much like greatness along the way. You've reached goals even if you don't realize it. So goals aren't meant to be like broken.
Yeah,
You know what I
so
mean?
since you are speaking about that, I'm going to share one last thing with you. So I asked my mentor, right? When people talk about success loves speed, and I have been building this journey, not on speed. I've been building this journey on a solid foundation, being really nurturing with my relationships, because that's what I really give focus to. And I do see in doTERRA, and if you're not familiar with the doTERRA structure, we have ranks, and we have ranks that go from what we call director, manager, and elite all the way to presidential diamond, right? Presidential diamond is the top. So, and what I told her was when I see leaders in doTERRA getting to presidential diamond, which is the top, right? In 10, 11 years, which it has been happening, which is so inspiring. I get super inspired. At the same time, when I hear success loves speed, I want to understand what is your vision about that. What is your interpretation of that? And she said, my interpretation to the speed referred is momentum. It doesn't matter how fast you get there. In fact, the speed in which you get to your destination can have some negative implications sometimes if your foundation is not firmly built. Focus on momentum. So as long as you're moving forward and generating increased purpose and passion, then you are in the perfect place for long-term success.
I love
And
that.
that's what I keep focusing on. Yes, we keep generating the momentum. I'm gonna be here forever. I'm committed to this. And even about this place, my friend we were joking, and I said, hey, I'm retiring this place. That's why you close escrow. When I do something, it's because I'm full on committed. So you can see me in 100 years when I retire. I will be in this place because that is how I operate. My mind works like that. So momentum, and just keep focusing on you're moving forward. Like you said, right, Christina? Not you never arrive. There's no, oh my gosh, you arrived. You never
Because there's
arrive.
always more to strive
It's
for.
yeah. Or there's just other places that you want to explore within yourself. So you never arrive. It's always ongoing. That it's the infinite game. That's another game. That's another book. Cool. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your light. If you have any questions, I am here. We are here. Please send us a message. It will be an honor, a pleasure to be able to show you a little bit of this journey that you can also be a part of. I love you.